Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhamma Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. Thank you for joining the call.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and the Guru Maharajas. This is Radha Seva from Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhamma Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. Thank you for joining.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. This is Padmini Radha Devidasi from Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhamma Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. Thank you for joining the call. So do we have the okay, Mataji is there. Is the recording started, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji,
Please
I
accept
started.
my humble obeisances. I'm Amrita Madhavi Devidasi from Bengaluru, India. Please accept my humble obeisance and all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj and Gauranga.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhamma Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. Thank you for joining the call. And Hare Krishna dear devotees, today we are very fortunate. We have Her Grace Amrita Madhavi Devidasi from Bengaluru, India. And Mataji is going to enlighten us from Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 7, Chapter 15, verse 42 onwards. Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisance. You may take over the call when you're ready.
The recording is on, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Welcome, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Let's start the session by praying to Guru and Gauranga. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Narayanam Namastutya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Nashta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Hari Om Tat Sat. I hope I am audible to all of you. Yes. Okay. So we go to Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 15, verse number 42 onwards. Now, what was there till 42? So we will go through the Subodhini, Canto 7, Chapter 15 is about the instruction for civilized human beings. So verse 42 onwards. Now, instruction for civilized human beings is broken up like this. As per Subodhini, it explains first verse to 11th verse. It talks about rules for Vedic thrown out of Zoom. Sorry, I got thrown out of Zoom. I hope I...
Yes, we can hear you, Mataji.
Yes, thank you. Yes, so Canto 7, Chapter 15 is about instruction for civilized human beings. And first verse to 11th verse speaks about rules for Vedic rituals and transcending them. 12th verse to 21st verse talks about avoiding irreligion of 5 types, and cultivating satisfaction. 22nd verse to 29th verse speaks about processes of conquering anarthas and glorifying a guru, glories of a guru. Then 30th verse to 40th verse talks about the process of liberation for the householder. And 41st verse to 46th verse talks about the body chariot, Nrukaya Ratham, metaphor, where a body is compared to a chariot. 47th verse to 56th verse talks about the paths of Pravrti and Nivritti. 57th verse to 68th verse talks about summary of occupational duties. 69th verse to 74th verse talks about Narada Muni describing his previous life as Upabarhana. Then 75th verse to 77th verse, Narada Muni glorifies the Pandavas. 78th verse to 80th verse, Shukadeva Goswami describes Yudhishthira's response and concludes. So now we are going to the body chariot metaphor, which is the 42nd verse. So let's see. This is a great opportunity for me also to go through these nice topics, which I'm also hearing with you for the first time. So Canto 7, chapter 15, verse number 42. Aksham dasha pranam adharma dharmau chakre bhimanam rathinam cha jivam danurhitasya pranavam pathanti sharam tu jivam parameva lakshyam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 7, Chapter 15, verse 42. Translation, Jai Srila Prabhupada. The 10 kinds of air acting within the body are compared to the spokes of chariot's wheels, and the top and the bottom of the wheel itself are called religion and irreligion. The living entity in the bodily concept of life is the owner of the chariot. The Vedic mantra Pranava is the bow, the pure living entity himself is the arrow, and the target is the supreme being. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. 10 kinds of air, 10 kinds of life air always flow within the material body. They are called prana, apana, samana, vayana, udana, naga, kurma, krikala, devadatta and dhananjaya. They are compared here to the spokes of the chariot's wheels. The life air is the energy of all of a living beings' activities, which are sometimes religious and sometimes irreligious. Thus, religion and irreligion are said to be the upper and lower portions of the chariot's wheels. When the living entity decides to go back home, back to Godhead, his target is Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the conditioned state of life, one does not understand that the goal of life is the Supreme Lord. Nate viduh swartagatim hi Vishnum durashaya ye bahirarthamaninaha. The living entity tries to be happy within this material world, not understanding the target of his life. When he is purified, however, he gives up his bodily conception of life and his false identity as belonging to a certain community, a certain nation, a certain society, a certain family, and so on. Sarvopadhi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam. Then he takes the arrow of his purified life, and with the help of the bow, the transcendental chanting of Pranava or the Hare Krishna mantra, he throws himself towards the personality, supreme personality of Godhead. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has commented that because the words bow and arrow are used in this verse, one might argue that Supreme Personality of Godhead and the living entity have become enemies. However, although the Supreme Personality of Godhead may become the so-called enemy of the living being, this is his chivalrous pleasure. For example, the Lord fought with Bhishma, and when Bhishma pierced the Lord's body on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, this was a kind of humor or relationship of which there are 12. When the conditioned soul tries to reach the Lord by hurling an arrow at him, the Lord takes pleasure, and the living entity gains the profit of going back home, back to Godhead. Another example given in this regard is that Arjuna, as a result of piercing the Adhara Meena, or the fish within the chakra, achieved the valuable gain of Draupadi. Similarly, if with the arrow of chanting the holy name of the Lord, one pierces Lord Vishnu's lotus feet by dint of performing this heroic activity of devotional service, one receives the benefit of returning home back to Godhead. So what a nice purport. Just a minute. It's a very beautiful purport. You see, I like the word that Prabhupada is using. That doing devotional service is a heroic activity. Is chanting heroic? Yes. Yes, it is. It is heroic in the sense it is a war of a warrior. The war fought by the devotee warrior against the great six enemies that keep him in the cycle of birth and death. The six great enemies like lust, anger, greed, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsara, So all these enemies actually have to be fought, and with the weapon of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is the enemies within. And there are enemies, unfortunately, outside. That you see, these days, as Kali Yuga is progressing, it's just the beginning of Kali Yuga. But even now, you can see that when the children start taking drugs, smoking, gambling, or taking drinks, the neighbors will close their eyes to it. The relatives will close their eyes to it. The far off relatives. Only parents, children hide from their parents. But if parents see, then parents may chastise. But the others, they say, okay, it's their affair, what we can do. But when the same son starts chanting the holy name, they say, what happened to you? Why now? Why so early? And this boy who's chanting the holy name has to actually really fight to convince why he should be not disturbed from chanting holy names. My daughter wears sari. And many others, they hardly even dress. People don't question those who don't dress. But my daughter is questioned for wearing why always sari, why everyday sari. The question is that why being human beings, we are behaving like animals? Why we are not behaving like human beings? Human being means we have intelligence, and that we have also spiritual intelligence to understand that I've been trying to be happy, but I've been only suffering. It's not my story, it's everyone's story. If you are in a human body, you have experienced that everyone tries to be happy, but they are unhappy at the end. When man plans for happiness, misery begins. I think somebody has to be muted. Your voices are coming out, so mute yourself, please. Now, yes. So I was talking. Yes. So as human beings, we are having the intelligence to choose, to make a choice, and we always make a choice to make ourselves happy. And what happens is when man plans for happiness, misery begins, says Bhaktivinoda Thakura. And it is so true in everybody's life. But still, we stay foolish to not question, why am I here? If I can't do what I want to do, if I have to suffer, and suffer, why did I come here? Did I come here for just eating, working, sleeping, again getting up, eating, working, sleeping? Did I come for that? This intelligence is given to human beings, but why as human beings we are not using that intelligence? If you use the intelligence, then you'll understand that there's something higher probably, not just this. Then when you think like that and when you just say, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. Then Krishna hears your question and he guides you to devotees, and devotees will tell you that use your body to serve Krishna, not to serve your own senses. So the whole goal, Prabhupada says, is to shoot with the arrow of our soul the target of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Means the goal of the soul is to attain the supreme whole, that is Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the goal of our lives. But instead of asking how to reach there, back to Supreme, back to Godhead, how to reach there, we are asking all other questions about how to be happy here. We don't ask question about how to reach there to Krishna's home, but we are asking how I can use my senses in my service to be happy, and therefore we live a miserable, stressful life of tension and depression and defeat. So now Prabhupada says that we have to actually attain Krishna as our goal. So Prabhupada also adds the rasa by adding Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura's Rasika commentary points, which says that when we say that we are the arrow and Supreme Lord is the target and we have to shoot, isn't it looking like fight? Well, devotees attaining, Prabhupada says, devotees attaining Krishna's abode itself is a chivalrous act. It is bravery. And I told you, it's a bravery against, because we are using holy names to attain Krishna, and thereby we are making our 6 enemies weak. Simply by chanting, my dear friends, simply by reading Srimad Bhagvatam, my dear friends, simply by hearing Srimad Bhagvatam, my dear friends, daily if we can do that, it cleanses us so much that we will not be able to tolerate any dirt within our mind and outside our eyes. Like we will not see faults in others anymore. When we are sufficiently getting cleaned, we see all dirt in ourselves and in our table, in our home, in our study space, etc. So we start cleaning up. This is my experience. I have been now cleaning from last few days, more than a week, and still it's not over. And I just rushed for this class because tomorrow I have to travel. So I thought I have to wind up all the cleaning today. I pulled out all the, because I went for Mayapur Yatra a few times this time, few times in this year. And again, I'm going um, in this year, hopefully in November or so. So what I want to tell you is that when we go for yatras and when we come back, we unpack and we don't keep things in places because we are in a hurry to start our cooking, etc. And then next yatra, again, those things are like next yatra. So then, because we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, because we are going for yatras and doing devotional service, there's so much of cleansing happening that we end up not tolerating the dirt inside our heart and outside in around us. And so we end up cleaning our heart with holy names, with Bhagavatam, and cleaning the surroundings. That's why you see all ISKCON temples are the cleanest. I've seen many spiritual organizations, but ISKCON I saw as number 1 in cleanliness. In whichever organization I've seen, ISKCON stands number 1. And devotees always look very clean. They not only look externally clean, but they're also internally clean. That's why they are able to talk words filled with wisdom and realizations. Due to their chanting of the holy names, Krishna cleans them. So when we just do our sadhana, Krishna cleans our heart, then our goal becomes only Krishna. When our heart is dirty, we have hundreds of other goals. But when our heart is clean, then we can see only Krishna in the mirror of our heart. We don't see anything but Krishna. So when we see Krishna and when we make Krishna as the goal, then our life is successful. So Prabhupada says that Krishna should be the goal. And Vishnu Chakra Thakura says that yes, doing devotional services is a chivalrous act of bravery, cleansing act, fighting against our anarthas. But Krishna also physically loves to fight with his devotees, like how he loved fighting with Bhishma. Krishna likes to fight with his friends. Jaya Vijaya was sent down just to fight with Krishna. As Narsimhadev, he fought with Hiranyakashipu, like that. Krishna loves to fight. So Krishna and Balaram also fight in Golok Vrindavan with the Gopa boys. Fun fights. So Vishnu Chakra Thakura takes us to that aspect and to make us understand that aspect also. But the main target is that our heart should have one target, and that must be Krishna. Tejas Prabhu, Prabhupada disciple, His Grace Tejas Prabhu, very nice senior disciple of Prabhupada, was here a few years ago. And I remember him saying that was the first time I heard such a thing in my life. First time. He said that for many people, Krishna consciousness is very important part of their life. And for some others among them, Krishna consciousness is the most important part of their lives. That is like saying Krishna consciousness, Krishna should be the target, like that. Is the most important part of their life. And for some of them, Krishna consciousness is the only important target of their life. Only important thing. And they have nothing else in their life. And that should be our goal. Tejas Prabhu, His Grace Tejas Prabhu, disciple of Prabhupada, said this. I was very impressed. I didn't know such a thing. For me, Krishna consciousness was very important at that time. And I thought, oh, now it should become the most important thing. I had many other things as important. My daughter's cultivation of my daughter, making her a nice devotee, helping her with her exams, all these things I had, and trying to preach, and all those things was important, and doing my household activities. But I felt, okay, Krishna consciousness has to be the most important, my God, and then the only most important. Oh my God, how nice. I was really impressed with that. So here Prabhupada is talking about how Krishna has to be the only target of the soul, the only target, Krishna and nothing else. So, so if we understand that and if we can head in that direction, that will be the most beautiful thing. Just a minute. Bhakti, water. Thank you. Yeah. So, so this is what Prabhupada is saying in this particular line, verse number 42, that the living entity in the bodily concept of life is the owner of the chariot. Body is the chariot and living entity is the owner. So Vedic mantra pranava is the bow. So Hare Krishna mantra is the bow. And pure living entity himself is the arrow. So we are the arrows. So we the arrow, we the soul. We must attain the target of Krishna's lotus foot dust. That's all. We, the arrow, must reach the lotus foot dust of Krishna's lotus feet. So, that is the target. And what is the bow? Hare Krishna mantra is the bow. So Prabhupada says that, the living entity tries to be happy with this material world, not understanding the target. So until and unless we don't make attaining Krishna the only target of our life, we don't trying to be happy, we always remain unhappy. If we want to be happy, we have to make Krishna the target of our life. And Krishna has to be the most important target of our life first. Most important means what? Means we have to prioritize Krishna's activities first and our activities of sense gratification as secondary. Primary has to be Krishna conscious activities. Secondary can be sense gratificatory activities. Then how can it become the only important activity? Like how can Krishna be the only important target of our life? Is that when we make Krishna conscious activity as the number one activity, that is a primary activity, and all the other activities related for our body also as dotage, by connect it to Krishna's pleasure. Do all the activities. It's called Varnashrama Dharma has to be done to please Krishna. Otherwise, it is a useless waste of time. Even if you're cleaning the house, it's a useless waste of time until and unless you have a vision that this home is Krishna's temple. It is my ISKCON temple where I am residing here. The every housewife who keeps their house clean, cooks for the Lord in the house, she is the temple president of the house. And she is one and only one there to do cleaning, cooking, and care for the family, etc. Sometimes the husbands are kind enough to help the women, but even if they don't help, actually, Vedically, the husbands are given their duty to go out and work. And women, their primary duty is to take care of the house and children, not going out and earning. That's not Vedic duty for a woman. But sometimes women go because of need or whatever. So then also, even if they go out also, if they don't have a earning person in the house and if they are take care, then also they should know that they have a duty to cook, because if they don't cook, then how they will feed Krishna and how they will eat Krishna Prasad. If we are very strict about going back to Godhead, then we have to cook ourselves. We have to feed Krishna and we have to eat that, because our consciousness will be injected, our impurities will be injected, and Krishna eats and purifies it. But still, if we eat someone else's cooked food and if they don't have devotee consciousness, then their impurities also will go into us. So it's better if we cook and we offer and we eat. This is for women. What about the husbands? They have to eat, wives cooked. Even husband is a devotee, wife is a devotee. So it's the duty of a husband to have his senses under control, anger under control, and he has to be a loving spiritual father to his wife. How all Prabhujis and Matajis love their spiritual masters, like a loving father, spiritual father. Because spiritual masters are very motivating. They're not into fault finding. They have their senses under control. They have their mind under control. They have their anger under control. They have their tongue under control. And they're engaging fully in Krishna's service. The husband has to be that kind of a spiritual master husband for the wife. Then the wife listens happily if she's a devotee. Happily, she listens to the husband with all the respect. I've heard personally, I've interviewed some young couple and they've all told me that I'm so lucky to get this husband. He is so nice, so nice. Husband should be like that the wife should appreciate. I've heard personally at least 3 young ladies appreciating their husbands, devotee husband, devotee Mataji's husband appreciating devotee husbands. And that is how a husband should be. Very, very sense controlled and very devoted to Krishna. Then he commands the respect. Then the wife, when she does all her activities out of gratitude, remembering husband's favorite dishes or whatever, though she's not remembering Krishna's favorite dishes, she's thinking of husband, then offering to Krishna. Then also, because of his good dealings, she will have serving the Patidev consciousness, serving the devotee husband consciousness. That's also not so bad. So it's all right for a husband to eat what wife has cooked. But if wife is not a devotee, it's perfectly all right for husband to cook, eat, and he can also make the wife and others eat. No problem, so that they will become Krishna conscious and then they will start cooking for him and Krishna. So this is how I see life. With my experience, this is what I see. So if we are like that, then the whole family's target will become Krishna over a period of time. When husband is really nice and winning the heart of the wife, and when wife is really nice and wants to please Krishna, then Krishna becomes, when you prioritize devotional service first, and then you're doing all the duties for pleasing the devotees or pleasing Krishna, ultimately we get purified, and even cleaning of the house we do it remembering it's a temple of the Lord. This house is a temple. We have to do Mangalarati, we have to do evening reading Bhagavatam, things like that. When we think like that and you connect every single thing to Krishna, then even secondary activities of material duties also become Krishna conscious. So this way we can make Krishna conscious as the only important goal of our life. Verse number 42, just a minute. The 42 over. Go to verse 43. 524. 43, 44. Okay. Canto 7, chapter 15, verse number 43 and 44. Rago dveshascha lobhascha shokamohau bhayam mada mano vamano suyacha maya himsacha matsaraha raja pramada shunnidra shatravastva evamadayah rajastama prakritayah Sattva Prakrita Yakwachit. So, Canto 7, Chapter 15, verse number 43, 44, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. In the conditioned stage, one's conceptions of life are sometimes polluted by passion and ignorance, which are exhibited by attachment, hostility, greed, lamentation, illusion, fear, madness, false prestige, insults, fault finding, deception, envy, intolerance, passion, bewilderment, hunger, and sleep. All of these are enemies. Sometimes one's conceptions are also polluted by goodness. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The actual aim of life is to go back home, back to Godhead. But there are many hindrances created by the three modes of material nature. Sometimes by a combination of Rajoguna and Tamoguna, the modes of passion and ignorance, and sometimes by the mode of goodness. In the material world, even if one is a philanthropist, a nationalist, and a good man, according to materialistic estimations, these conceptions of life form a hindrance to spiritual advancement. How much more of a hindrance then are hostility, greed, illusion, lamentation, and too much attachment to material enjoyment. To progress toward the target of Vishnu, which is our real self-interest, one must become very powerful in conquering these various hindrances or enemies. In other words, one should not be attached to being a good human, good man, or a bad man in this material world. In this material world, so-called goodness and badness are the same because they consist of the three modes of material nature. One must transcend this material nature. Even the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies consist of three modes of material nature. Therefore, Krishna advised Arjuna, Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna Nirdvandho Nitya Sattvasto Niryogakshema Atmavan. The Vedas mainly deal with the subject of the three modes of material nature. Rise above these modes, O Arjuna. Be transcendental to all of them. Be free from all dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety. And be established in the self. Bhagavad Gita 2.45. Elsewhere in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Urdhvam gachanti sattvasta. If one becomes a very good person. In other words, if one is in the mode of goodness, he may be elevated to the higher planetary systems. Similarly, if one is infected by Rajoguna and Tamoguna, he may remain in this world or go down to the animal kingdom. But all of these situations are hindrances on the path of spiritual salvation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore says, Brahmanda Brahmite ko na bhagyavana jiva, Guru Krishna prasade paya bhakti lata bija. If one is fortunate enough to transcend all this so-called goodness and badness and come to the platform of devotional service, by the mercy of Krishna and the Guru, his life becomes successful. In this regard, one must be very bold so that he can conquer these enemies of Krishna consciousness. Not caring for the good and the bad of this material world, one must boldly propagate Krishna consciousness. So what does it mean when Prabhupada explains not caring for good and bad in this material world? Is good means Traigunya Vishya Veda, whatever Vedic rituals that are done to get a beautiful wife, to get an intelligent son, to get a lot of wealth, to overcome hurdles, all these material facilities. There are different rituals, yajnas, rituals, different sacrifices performed to get material facilities. They are all in Sattva Guna, and they only take us, such kind of activities, if we daily indulge, it only takes us to heavenly planets and not anything higher than that. Therefore, it's a waste. Why? Going to higher planetary system is a waste because Kshine Punye Martyalokam Vishanti. When the Punya finishes, we come back to this material world. It's a waste. Then what should we do? That's why we must transcend Sattva Guna. What do you mean by transcending Sattva Guna? It is nothing but doing things that pleases Krishna. What pleases Krishna? Whatever Krishna has told that pleases him, pleases him. What did Krishna say it pleases him? Krishna has told in the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita what are the good qualities and what are the bad qualities. So the good qualities we should develop not for being a good man. Prabhupada says don't be attached to be a good man or a bad man. So not for becoming a good man or bad man, but to please Krishna, because Krishna calls it good. So let us develop those good qualities just to please Krishna. And Krishna says in 17th chapter Bhagavad Gita, verse number 15, that we must do study of Shastras. What is that shloka? Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyaya abhyasa swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapa uchyate. So if you're studying the Shastras and speaking only that is pleasing, beneficial, truthful, and not putting others into anxiety while studying Shastras and living a life of this kind, then that is the austerity of speech. Bhagavad Gita says like that. Krishna says like that. So he says, what is the austerity of speech? In the previous verse, he says, what is the austerity of body? So yes, to not speak in a hurting way is a Sattva Guna. But to not speak in a hurting way to please Krishna, that is above Sattva Guna. To speak the truth is Sattva Guna. But to speak the truth to please Krishna, that is above Sattva Guna. That is transcendental. To use the body to give respect to elders, that is Sattva Guna. To use the body to give respect to elders, because Krishna is wanting that in 17th chapter, verse number 14 of Bhagavad Gita, that is above Sattva Guna. So doing anything to please Krishna is above Sattva Guna, and that is what we are supposed to cultivate, and that is what we are supposed to teach others. We are supposed to live it and love it and share it with others. That is the way to go back to Godhead, and that is the goal. And to be in Sattva is not our goal. To not be a bad boy is not our goal. To be a good boy is not our goal. But to be a godly boy who pleases God, be divine, the way Krishna wants us to be, to please Krishna. To please Krishna's devotees, to please spiritual master, to please Guru Parampara. This is the goal. If we do that, then we go to the place where we have been focusing on, and that is Krishna. So that is the actual aim of life, is to go back to Godhead. But there are hindrances, says this verse. What are the hindrances? See, just before in the previous shloka, I told you the hindrances are kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsara. But here you see, here, apart from raga, dvesha, they're saying also lobha is mentioned. Yes, shoka is there, bhaya is there, mada is already mentioned. See, mano, vamano, suya. So maya, himsa, see. So all these things, what are these words in English? So, because of Rajoguna and Tamoguna, so what are the qualities which are exhibited by attachment? Attachment. Too much attachment to our children breaks our hearts when they don't listen to us, especially when they are grown up. Hostility. We should not be hostile to anything, even to the bad activities. We need not be hostile. We simply have to be devotional. That's all. If you are simply doing devotional activities to please Krishna all the time, it's as good as, see, by being hostile to something wrong may look good, but by simply being divine, people will get so purified that they will stop doing the bad activities. We don't have to ask them not to do it, but automatically people will, when we go, even those who smoke, they just throw the cigarette. If we are going to an auto, and when we go, the auto drivers will throw the cigarette. The half smokes, they leave, they take us, why? That is a respect you get. You simply have to be a nice, divine human being. But if I myself smoking, rickshaw driver also will smoke first. He'll finish his cigarette and then only he will take us. So when we are divine, the others hesitate to be demoniac. So we should be so much divine that without asking them to correct themselves, they have to they should feel motivated to correct themselves. Then what is the need to be hostile? We don't have to be hostile. So all these qualities, are coming from Rajoguna and Tamoguna. For devotees, we get the benefit. People use anger. Why? To correct someone. But devotees don't have to use anger. Devotees can simply be following exceptional standards of cleanliness, of good behavior, of austerity of speech, austerity of body. Automatically, the others around us will start behaving very nicely. Prabhupada's disciples, they were hippies. How they turned into happies? That is by taking Prabhupada's divine association. How so many Prabhupada disciples have made so many people into happy people. That is by their divine qualities. So one has to be simply divine. Then they don't have to be angry to correct. Most of the gurus, they correct their disciple without anger, simply by their divine association. So we have to also aspire to reach that stage, and it is possible. We just have to follow every single thing that is taught in our life, in every micro incident, at the real depth. We should really follow every single quality, especially tolerance. Tolerance. We get a chance, we get a chance to tolerate our kids, sometimes to chastise our kids. We get a chance always to tolerate our spouse. For a spouse, we should not chastise. Even if it is your wife or even your husband, chastising is not a good thing. We have to be so divine that they should feel like living a better standard, morally and spiritually. We have to have a better standard that without any correction, a spouse should correct themselves. We should be at that level. And if they are not correcting, means our level has to be improved. That's the only meaning. I had told one of my senior devotee Mataji friend, she asked, how is your husband? Is he chanting? I told Mataji, when I become a pure devotee, he will start chanting. Means I don't have to tell him to chant. If I become a pure devotee, I said, if he's chanting means probably I become pure devotee, or otherwise, if he didn't chant means I have not done my part. As of now, it's like that he's not taking responsibility for himself. So that means I have to take responsibility by I improving my standard. No telling them, no giving them corrections. We have to improve our standard, then that should make them feel like improving. So Prabhupada was like that, Prabhupada did so much seva that if he just requested, they followed it. Prabhupada was so sweet and so nice in the initial days. He would not even chastise initial days. He was so nice and kind. And they all followed his orders so nicely. They all improved. So we have to come to that standard. We have to do so much sadhana. How much sadhana Prabhupada did before going to the West? We also have to do that much sadhana. Then we will become pure. If we are really sincerely doing it, we will become pure. Krishna will be forced to purify us. Krishna says, who does Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya? Krishna is personally going to enter their hearts and clean their hearts. So simply read Bhagavatam. My husband used to ask always when I do the whole revamp, house revamp, and I do full reorganizing. Every year I do that, every year. And now I'm doing this time. Now it's going on in my house now. And he used to ask, why are you doing so much of revamp? Isn't it enough if we just sweep and mop? Or why all this again and again reorganizing? Everything was nice only, no. He's telling like that. So I would not reply. I would say, no, it's required. I would not reply because I didn't know what was the reply. This time I understood, my dear friends. I told him this time he didn't ask that question. Why? Because I went few times to Mayapur Dham. At that time, my husband had to cook for that many days, and he was struggling to take things out of some places and to keep things back. And he was struggling to get things, where it is. He does not know. There are so many purple dabbas which are opaque. He has to open and see what is there inside to know what is there. I know where what is there, but he will not know. So like that, so this time what I did, I labeled all of them. All of them are labeled in the fridge. Even the fridge shelves are labeled. In the door shelves are also labeled. That this particular shelf has these things only. These vegetables are packed and kept in the door. These vegetables are packed. They're all packed, so you can't see. So I've written the names. So then this time I told him, see, now if I go for a yatra, you will know. You just read the board and put your hand there, you will get it. So he was very happy. So I said, see, with every revamp, I get better. I get more better ideas. And you know why? I always used to say, because I'm reading Bhagavatam, I'm hearing Bhagavatam, I'm doing more of cleaning. This time I said, it's not that Bhagavatam does not say you do revamp of the house. Bhagavatam does not say you label your dabbas, containers in the fridge and in the kitchen. Bhagavatam does not say that. Then why do I do all that? It's because by reading Bhagavatam every day, it has cleansed my heart so much that I don't want any dirt in my heart. At the same time, as I don't want any imperfection or dirt in my heart, I don't want any imperfection in my cooking area, in my area of work. What is the area of my work? My kitchen, my study table, my fridge. I don't want any imperfection. So it should be so perfect that even if I'm not there, my husband has to be able to cook without any difficulty, without giving me a call and asking me, where is this, where is that. He should not be finding it difficult. If anybody walks in, they should be able to find what is there where, just by reading the items, by seeing in which category you can find it, by common sense. So like that kind of an idea, how I got it, that is because of Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam cleanses our heart so much. I told my husband that you always ask me, why do you do this revamp, removing everything from the storeroom, cleaning it and again keeping it back. What is the fun in doing that? It's a waste of time, so much time, hours together, 12 hours, 24 hours, 2 days continuously, full pulling out and keeping it back. Why all this? So I told him that when we do a lot of Bhagavatam reading, it cleans our heart so much that we don't tolerate imperfection in ourselves, and we don't tolerate imperfection in our duties, in our facility we give to others in the house or anywhere else. So then we end up trying to make things become perfect to our estimation, to our understanding. And our understanding will improve with Bhagavatam more. And then we will find even this imperfect. We will further improve. So this improvement goes on happening. That's why it's told Bhakti Yoga means the Bhakti Yoga takes a devotee to perfection. So, so that's why you see Bhakti Yoga by practicing, we become perfect and more perfect and more perfect. And then we start prioritizing Krishna as the most important person. And then it comes to the only Krishna becomes the only important person of our life. And he becomes the target. And when he becomes the only important person, he becomes the only target of our life, then we will not have the disturbances coming from Rajoguna and Tamoguna, which are these. Where is this here? See, this part is Rajoguna, Tamoguna, which are the hindrances like hostility, greed, illusion, lamentation, too much attachment to material enjoyment. All these things are not going to bother us because why this hindrance of hostility is not there? Because we accept all Krishna's plans. So we're not hostile to anything. We accept all Krishna's because Krishna is the only important person. Krishna's plan is the only plan for us. Krishna's desire is the only desire for our life. Then Krishna's arrangements are the only arrangement that we want for our life. If it is exactly opposite of what we expect, that's exactly opposite of what we expect is the only important expectation in our life. So then where's the question of hostility? The greed. We will be greedy only to please Krishna. So there is no other greed that is disturbing us. Then illusion. We are having only Krishna as the goal of our life. So we are not having the illusion of having any other happiness in this life. Illusion is a problem for those who think if I marry this beautiful lady, I am going to be happy. Not a single man who married a beautiful woman is going to be happy because woman is externally beautiful, but she comes with her own problems. She's also from the material world. Not a single woman who thinks that I marry this rich man, I'll be happy, is going to be happy because even the rich man is not Krishna. And he is not going to be so perfect like Krishna, who was a perfect husband for his wife. He's not like that. So he comes with his own weaknesses and she is not going to be happy. So they are in the illusion that marriage is going to make them happy. But we are not in the illusion. We have only Krishna as the goal. What Krishna wants, that is our goal. So that is the only desire we have. So where's the question of illusion that I will be happy outside Krishna? That's not there. We have no problem of that. Lamentation. Lamentation is for those who want something. We want Krishna. We are lamenting for Krishna, and the lamenting for Krishna is also happiness. That is ecstasy in separation, actually. It's also ecstasy. Crying in separation is also ecstasy. It's also joy. It's spiritual joy. It's a deeper joy. So it is not pain. So therefore, there is no lamentation for a devotee. And too much attachment to material enjoyment. No, it's too much attached to Krishna's enjoyment. So there's no problem of too much material enjoyment problem. So this is how, intolerance is not a problem for us. Why? Because we are intolerant towards our imperfections. We are not intolerant towards others' imperfections because as we read Bhagavatam daily, we become more and more cleansed that our imperfections go, some of them go automatically, some of them go with our endeavor and prayer, and then Krishna removes it. So when our imperfections go out of our heart, and then when we see some more imperfections, we remain intolerant to our imperfection and we try to prayerfully correct. So we're not bothered about others' imperfections. So we are not troubled by that also. So like that, all these qualities, insults, prestige, false prestige. No, we say anything that comes is Krishna's. The choice of words that are hurled at us is also Krishna's plan. We accept it. Where's the question of insult? A devotee is never feeling insulted, never. Because he says, if Krishna allowed these words to come, if that is what Krishna wants, I accept it. How does it matter? What matters to me is whether I'm living to please Krishna or not, whether I'm doing my duty given by Krishna perfectly or not. perfect to the best of my ability. So when a devotee is focused on doing his duties nicely, how does insult or how does criticism matter? It does not matter for a devotee. So like this, all these negative qualities listed here is all easily thrown away in a devotee's life, in that devotee's life who has made Krishna as the only important target of his life. So with that, I've already spoken beyond. Oh no, I'm still. I have spoken within my time. There is still 2 more minutes, and we can do last 12 minutes of question answers. Okay, because I have to pack and I have to complete my cleaning now. A lot of dusting is pending, and then again I'll have to mop. That's why. And then I have to pack and leave tomorrow early morning. That's why I am okay to answer any two short questions or one long question for 12 minutes. Hare Krishna, thank you very much. I'm open to any corrections or any questions. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanva Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj. Thank you for giving us a nectarine class. I would like to request devotees if they have any question or any comments you want to ask Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam Jai Shri Prabhupada Jai Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much Mataji for the nectar. And my takeaway today, like if you want to purify your heart, we have to read Bhagvatam, Bhagvatam, Bhagvatam. And whenever I talk to somebody, I always give your example, Mataji. That Amrita Madhuri Mataji, she reads like from hours Srimad Bhagavatam, and that inspires. And then people they asked, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yeah, Mataji reads a lot of Srimad Bhagavatam." So today, my takeaway, Mataji, I will also try to read more as much as I can, so that I can be purified one day. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you so much, dear Kavita Sharma ji. Actually, yes, by reading Srimad Bhagavatam, we don't feel the purification on a day 1, day 2, day 3, day 10, day 30, day 60. We don't feel, but so much. If you're doing little, say 15 minutes a day, but you do it for 1 full year or 2 full years, and you will see you will not be able to tolerate any imperfection around you in your own house, in your own duties, in yourself. You'll want to remove it, even if you're doing very little every day. So that little also, it's not the content that's going to correct you, but it's the activity of sincere reading that Krishna gets pleased and he enters our heart and he cleans it, so we get purified. And content definitely is going to motivate us. So it's not just the content alone. Content means what happens if you're reading only 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day. We may forget what I read 4 days ago. The content may be forgotten. But the cleanliness, that when you're doing daily 15 minutes, Krishna's duty, Krishna does by entering our heart and he does the cleaning. The cleanliness that happens, that remains permanently. The content may be forgotten. So the activity of reading Srimad Bhagavatam is very important from our heart, prayerfully, devotionally, to please Krishna. If we do it with sincere, humble way, begging Bhagavatam to give me the understanding, Kavita Mataji, it is really going to help you in such a big way that whatever you are endeavoring, don't worry, you may not see the result in 1-2 days, but if you're reading 1 chapter a day, you will see it in 1 week, you will see a lot of difference. But you're doing 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, give yourself 1 year's time, 2 years' time, you will see a lot of difference, Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you have taken up reading Bhagavatam as a serious activity. Then your life is successful. You will go back to God. If you just continue like this, take initiation, do 16 rounds, read Bhagavatam, your life is clear, going back to Godhead. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Any one last question or comment and then we end?
Mataji, there is a question in the chat box.
Is it? Oh, I didn't see.
Yeah.
Sorry. Chat box. Okay, Mataji, please accept my humble obeisance. Thank you for your beautiful teachings. Mataji, how can we conquer the enemy laziness, which comes sometimes? Laziness. Laziness reasons, this, who asked this question, who are actually very sincere. Because the real lazy people, they won't even come to hear Bhagavatam class. Laziness is a quality coming from Tamoguna. And this Tamoguna, people in Tamoguna, they never come to hear. Those who are really suffering with too much of Tamoguna, they are not having mental ability to hear a lecture. Hearing a lecture is the quality of Sattva Guna. Hearing, reading, understanding, speaking is all Sattva Guna. So those who are in Rajoguna and Tamoguna, they don't like to hear Bhagavatam classes. They don't come to Bhagavatam classes. Only the Sattvic people will come to Bhagavatam classes. Now, if Sattvic people talking about the laziness means it's a very occasional thing. And this occasional thing can happen due to fear. Like suppose if you have too much of study load and you feel it's not finishing, that becomes that makes you think very passionately, oh, I'm not finishing, not finishing, not finishing. Worry, and worry makes you tired and you want to sleep, and you sleep. When you sleep, you get good quality sleep in the daytime. Unfortunately, you sleep long hours, then you get up, and then next day also again you feel tensed, again you will sleep and get up, and you think that you are lazy. No, you're not. It's not laziness. Actually, behind the laziness there are different other factors. So we should identify what are those factors. Now, suppose if you feel the quantity of studies is too much and that's making you mentally stressed and tired, think that Krishna has given me this much time. Whatever Krishna has allowed, that much I will study. If you take it peacefully, then you will not be tensed. If you're not tensed, you will not sleep. If you're not sleep, you will not feel you are lazy. Actually, you are not lazy. The Sattvic people, if they're asking questions about lazy, I had asked actually once upon a time to one of my friend, I'm very lazy that after coming back from school, it was morning shift, 6:30 a.m. I had to board the bus and I would always rush at 6:35 and 6:33 like that, and the bus had to wait 2 minutes. Always I'm late by 2 minutes. And I would run and get down, and before that I got up, I got my daughter ready, I cooked, I packed for her babysitting, and then I packed my lunch, I given my husband's lunch box, I ate my breakfast, and I rushed down. I fed my baby and I rushed down, and always late by 2 minutes. And then in the bus I chant, and then I go and I take 7 periods of computer science class out of 9 periods. And then I come home in the hot sun at 2 o'clock and in the hot Dubai climate, and then I come back and I eat stomach full, feeling hungry, and then I feel very sleepy and I sleep. And I sleep for 2 hours or so, and then I get up and then I speak my heart's pains to my friend, and I tell her, I don't know why I'm so lazy. Every day I like to sleep. Then she said, Achala, you're not lazy. It's just that you are tired. You're doing a lot of things. You have a baby. I said, yeah, I have a baby. So you have a lot of baby's work and your work. Ah, yes, I have. You're coming in the morning shift, so you're getting up early morning. You're preparing for that, and you're also chanting holy names. Ah, yes, I'm doing all that. And then you're, coming back. You're hungry, and you came back in the hot sun. You're tired, and when you're tired, you ate stomach full, and then obviously you will sleep. Ah, yes. So that's not laziness, she said. I said, oh, yeah. You're not lazy, Achala. She told me. Yeah, I actually don't want to be lazy. Yes, you are actually not lazy. It makes you become like lazy. That's after all, Tamoguna is influencing on us. Not that we are not influenced by Tamoguna. So we do act like lazy, but it is not by our choice. Again, these modes are also not giving us a choice. They forcefully act on everybody. That is why if we become totally attached to making Krishna as the only goal of our life, then this laziness will not touch us. How? If you think that I want only Krishna as the only goal in my life, then if Krishna is the only goal in my life, then Krishna's choices are also only goal in my life. I have no choice of my own. So when I have no choice of my own, then if Krishna wants me to give an exam with 50% studies, if that is Krishna's choice, I am focusing and reading, and the time is only this much, and I am finishing only this much. Okay, that is Krishna's given choice. Then it's all right. If Krishna's choice is my choice, so then where is the tension? There's no tension means there's no tiredness. There's no tiredness, there's blissful reading. So when Krishna is the only goal, even the sleep quantity becomes less. But in a devotee's life, when laziness, that is tamoguna, creeps in, is when we don't make Krishna as the only goal of our life. For us, our passing the MD exam is also the goal of our life. Our studying, our syllabus also is our goal of our life. But for a person for whom Krishna is the only goal, he says, if Krishna wants, may I pass the MD exam. If Krishna wants, may I complete the studies. I will try my best to pass. I will try my best to study. But if Krishna wants, I want. If Krishna does not want, I don't want. See, I've been trying to clean this house. It's not finishing. I said, okay, Krishna didn't want that much today. Krishna wanted only this much. Chalo, no problem. I will do it this much, this much, this much. Little. How much ever Krishna allows, I will do that much. So I am not having any stress. I am not having the need to, feel depressed and take extra sleep as rest or nothing like that. I just take a siesta break. Eat and sleep for just 20 minutes, get up and I continue my work like that. So why I'm not feeling bad that I didn't complete. Why I didn't complete? Because I think Krishna allowed me only this much. So I sleep after eating only 20 minutes. Or if I'm really sleepy, maybe 40 minutes. Then I get up and I continuously work till the evening. And then whatever japa is pending, I complete and then I sleep. So I don't feel demotivated, by my incomplete work. I say this much Krishna allowed me to complete. So suppose if we say Krishna allowed this much and I'm happy with what Krishna allowed, then there is no anxiety, there is no tension, there is no depression. Then there is no need to be lazy. Lazy means these people call lazy when they sleep. So there is no need to sleep so much. We sleep so much when we are depressed. Yes, I too used to sleep when I used to feel very hurt, when I was made to feel very hurt by heavy criticism and heavy, humiliating me too much and criticizing me too much. If people did that, then I used to sleep those days. But now I see that as Krishna's plan. If Krishna wanted that, it's all right. And I don't take anything to heart because Krishna made me just hear that. Krishna is not saying you become depressed with that. Krishna is saying, I'm giving you an opportunity to hear. That's all. So I just hear and I do my work. I don't give it any value because value is for Krishna, not for criticism, not for appreciation. And I simply ask people for appreciation. Oh, do you like it? How is it? Do you like it? And if they say nice or not nice, I say it's all right. I did it for Krishna. In my mind, I say I did it for Krishna's pleasure. I simply asked, like that. I don't value people's views, if it is negative, or I don't value people's appreciation because I see what Krishna wants, I am doing. If Krishna is pleased, I am pleased. And Krishna's pleasure, I see it through the people's appreciation. And I see Krishna's corrections through people's criticism. If in the criticism there is a scope for me to improve, I use it an opportunity to improve, not to feel depressed. It's an opportunity for me to correct myself, not for getting depressed or upset. And when people appreciate, I think that, okay, maybe Krishna is happy. Like how I am already feeling happy, then maybe Krishna is happy. They're also feeling happy. That's all. So like this, when we think and see the situations through, keeping Krishna as the main focus, then we stay mentally peaceful. When we are mentally peaceful, focused only on Krishna's pleasure, then this laziness is not going to creep into our life. Laziness comes when we have minused Krishna for that much part of our time. When apart from Krishna, something else became little more important, then tension can come, laziness can come, envy can come, any negative emotion can come. That is why make Krishna as the only important part in your heart, and then everything will fall into place. I think it's clear now.
Mataji, thank you so very much, Mataji. You explained it. Thank you so very much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, we end the class now.
Hare Krishna Mataji, my Dana Pranam to you, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. It was so wonderful hearing from you today after a long time. Almost like after almost half year went by. And I heard some recordings of your classes, but in India, but I'm back in USA now. And I really liked one point you mentioned that, the chanting of the holy name cleanses us. Similarly, when you're cleaning at your place, so your husband is wondering, but what happened is you want everything organized, pick and span, labeled. And that is also like, so we are cleaning our heart. At the same time, the environment around us has to be clean. And thank you for appreciating that ISKCON is one foundation where there is so much of cleanliness and you don't see it anywhere else. So all glories to Srila Prabhupada, because he said one line, cleanliness is close to godliness. So if we have to be close to Krishna, we have to be sattvic and we have to be clean. And even if you have small house, limited thing, it's okay. We have to still be clean and neat. So all connected to Bhagvatam and what Srila Prabhupada has given us, this wonderful Krishna consciousness. So I just want some pass on this comment, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Lovely class. Lovely hearing you, Mataji.
Same here. I also been not hearing your voice for such a long time.
Yes,
I've been waiting all the others except you. And so now I'm very happy to hear your voice too.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. And also, I wanted blessings from all of you, Mataji. Just breaking a news. My daughter's wedding is there this Saturday, 31st with Govinda. So I just wanted to, I can just right here.
मुझे कोई ना मेरे से बात करने में इंटरेस्ट है, इतनी हेट्रेड है तुझे मेरे साथ ना, ना ऐसे चल
Something went wrong, but let's all pray for Rupini Padma Mataji's
So Mataji,
daughter.
just blessings from all of you. So everything goes okay, and we have the mehndi and little bit of haldi ceremony, and we're doing it at the Alachua temple. And there are, it's for me, it's like whatever I'm saying, it's like a dream for me because, somehow my mother really wanted, she said, I'm 80, she requested to her Guru Maharaj, Haladar Maharaj, on the 4th of May. And Maharaj said that within 1 month, this will manifest the marriage. And, and then like, luckily we had this Sadhu Sangha retreat here. And there are so many our devotees, sadhus all around this area. And hopefully 5 to 10 Prabhupada disciples will also be there. But I'm feeling so nervous, Mataji. And, but yeah, in association of devotee, I'll be fine. But right now with all the preparation and everything going on, see, Mataji, I came from India. And after in April 15, now I'm busy in this thing. And then I have another move to make. I'm moving into a little bigger place. So all those things are going on, Mataji. But thanks to Shamarasika Mataji, I'm hearing classes back on this thing. Earlier I was only reading in India, but now thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Best of luck, Rupini Mataji.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And we have to let Mataji go. She's in a rush also.
Yes. Thank you. Hare Krishna. And thank you,
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for this lovely class. Thank you so much.
Mataji, need your prayers and blessings. Amrita Madhvi Mataji.
Let's all pray 3 times Hare Krishna mantra. All of us group, keep yourself unmuted. Let's all chant from the bottom of that. Somebody is marrying Govinda. The name Govinda itself so beautiful. Let the girl be very successful in her Krishna conscious married life with the husband getting attracted towards her with Krishna in the center. Let them lead a happy Krishna conscious married life. Lord, let's pray for the couple. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram.
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare. Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram, Hare Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare. So nice. I'm so happy that our Rupini Padmamataji's first daughter is getting married. Such an auspicious
Hare
thing.
Krishna.
Thank you.
May it be a happy one for your daughter, and may others' daughters also get married soon. Let's pray for everybody's daughters who are grown and ready for marriage to find their best husbands to be in Krishna consciousness. Let's pray 3 more times for every other girl in this group whose marriage is not yet done, whose marriage has to be done soon. Come on, let's chant 3 more times for everyone else's daughters.
Beautiful.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram.
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram.
Ram
Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare. Hari Bol.
Thank you, thank you, thank
Thank
you very
you so
much.
much, Ji, for your blessings, for the holy name, Harinam, and the Katha, all that you've given us on this call. We feel like, like a small little family here. And, in fact, today I felt that like tomorrow the ceremony starts. But for me, it started now because, our prayers you're sending and now everything will go nice. I know. I'm completely
Beautiful.
confident. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Dear Rupini
Hare Krishna.
Padmamataji, I will tell you one suggestion. That
Yes.
from now your countdown has begun. Use your every moment. See, anything you want to finish by 12 o'clock, you think you want to finish by 11 or 10 o'clock only. Try to think that way, and backward preparation, 2 hours you be ahead in your preparation. That way you please plan and then pray to Krishna. Say, Krishna, please guide me. Krishna, please guide me. Then your every activity will take lesser time. You will be able to do it in a better way.
Yes,
And this way you will be able to do your plans in a more nicer way. And the most important thing is, whoever comes for the wedding, treat them as Krishna sent people and deal with them very lovingly. Then anything goes wrong, no problem. You dealt with everyone from your heart to
yes,
please Krishna, the Krishna sent people. As
yes,
a seva, you just deal. Even your one smile when you're
yes,
busy is enough. One joint hand namaskar is enough.
yes,
Like that, you take care, depend on Krishna for every single. Please guide me, because every endeavor, Prabhupada purport says, every endeavor is mixed with faults, and wedding means lot of faults will happen by knowingly, unknowingly. So pray to Krishna and put your every step, pray to Guru and put every step forward for every small activity, like your time for taking bath also. Every single thing pray and do, and say, may this be a nice activity, may this be pleasing to Krishna, may this be perfect. Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please bless, like that. So may the wedding of your daughter on this Saturday happen in a very nice manner. Thank you very much. All the best, dear Mataji. Even I am going for our family's wedding. She's also like my daughter. My father-in-law's twin brother's son's daughter, means our daughter only, one family. So I'm also going. Monday is the wedding. So tomorrow morning I'm going for a wedding. So I'm happy about your daughter's wedding.
Thank you,
All the
Mataji.
best, Mataji.
And
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji,
Hare.
praying for your daughter and Shama Rasika Mataji's daughter. 2 daughters in the limelight quickly get married. Hopefully I'll pray when the yagya is going on. I'll pray for you all. Keep your, you both in mind, because I don't know others on the call, but I know your daughter and Shama Rasika Mataji. That will be jaldi
Yes,
jaldi.
my one daughter has got married, which I did not tell you all actually. And
Okay.
another daughter here is Aishwarya Thakur. It is for her, your blessings. Thank you so much.
Congratulations once again. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Kind Dharmat Pranam to you, Mataji. I feel now everything will go okay. I got blessings of Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. We end the call now.
Yes, ma'am.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यः च
Ancho
पतितानां
Vataveshu
पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Vishnu
नंद कोट वैष्णव की जय। शिल प्रभुपाद की जय।
Hare Krishna.
For the beautiful class, everyone. Thank you.
And devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, everyone. Koti Koti Pranam.